So we host a variety of tournaments. So like I host a variety of tournaments. So that's we can range from $50 to $2,000. Even they're sponsored as well, right? So when we host some big ones, we do have some big names coming in. Like we had Clix, Day, a couple of these guys, Mero, like bunch of them who showed out.
Welcome in, everybody, to another RSG Podcast. My name's Albo. This is Ty. We're going to be your hosts once again. And with us today, we have Jack Riper. Jack, how's it going?
It's going good, man.
Good to see you. Good to have you on here.
Thank you.
So, Jack, to get into, Jack's an RSG streamer. Like we said previously, we're doing the RSG streamers first. We're going to try to get as many RSG streamers done as we can. Myself and Ty obviously remain constant hosts for you guys. So, Jack, tell us a little bit about you, like your personal information, like, your credit card. No, I'm kidding. Just tell us, a little bit about you, your age, where you're from and stuff.
So I'm originally from Sri Lanka. I grew up there, and then I moved to Dubai with my parents as well. Actually, my parents were already there.
Okay.
I moved there after, and I've been there since I was like 20. Then I moved to Canada for studies as well. I'm 30 years old, and yeah.
I didn't think you were 30. I thought you were younger.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
You look a lot younger than 30, man.
Everyone kind of like never can guess my age. Everyone thinks I'm so much a lot more younger than I look.
I can see why.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say like 26, maybe 25.
No, that's what everyone thinks as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how long ago was it you came here?
To be honest, now it's been 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah, I think it's 8 years this year. Yeah.
So you come here for school?
Yeah, I came here for school, and I was doing computer science at first, and then I switched over to business halfway. I did have an injury, so I had 2 surgeries, and I had to take almost a year and a half off. So yeah.
So how long do you have left of school? You're coming to the end now, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I'm in my last year. Hopefully, I should be done with my business degree by summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very soon.
Yeah, real soon. Yeah, I know you mentioned that you're on that last final stretch, a little grind there.
Yeah, I'm just trying to focus on getting it done. Just got to get it out of the way.
Yeah, for sure. So after that, what's your plans? Are you going to, stay here? Are you looking to go back home?
To be honest, like at first when I moved here, I didn't think I would want to stay here. I wanted to go back. But now I'm kind of torn between going back and staying here because it's like once you experience Newfoundland, it's just you don't want to leave this,
for sure.
Except for the snow. That's when you want to pack up and run away. But
I was going to say the weather would be something that would make you not want to be here.
Especially like last year was not the best experience for like weather.
Yeah. So for everyone watching, if you're not from Newfoundland, we had Snowmageddon, I guess, was it? Yeah. Snowmageddon's. I don't even know how much snow we got, but it basically shut the city down for 2.5-3 weeks.
Yep.
It was pretty insane. Yeah, I had to work through that, so that was not fun at all. A lot of 16-hour days, 20-hour days. So I hope we don't get another one of those storms.
No, I hope so. No, I hope we don't get one.
Yeah, for sure. So, the weather for sure would be something that would push you away. But it's nice to know that you're liking it here. I feel like there's a lot of traditional stuff that goes on here that would make somebody want to stay.
It's mainly the people.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's people. Because I've been to Toronto, I've been everywhere else. Like not even just like not Canada. I'm just talking about Newfoundland because I've been everywhere else. I'm not trying to be like rude, but like it's just more friendly here. You know, like that vibe is kind of different.
Yeah.
Everyone else in the cities are too busy and stuff like that. But here it's different. You walk out into the street, just people just say, "Hey, how are you?"
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, there is bad people everywhere, obviously. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like there's less bad people here.
Yeah, for sure.
And like you said, people don't have time to talk. Like if you're in a spot with millions of people, you don't necessarily want to take time to talk to everybody. You'd get nothing done.
It's just like everywhere else, like compared to Newfoundland, like the population size everywhere else is just so much bigger. And then like everyone's just steady go. Like everyone's in a rush. Like, people here are in a rush to go to work too, but it's not nearly as bad. I mean, like just for example, like traffic, for example, majority of our roads are only 2 lanes, 1 lane. Like it's not like 4 or 5 going crazy, going like 100 down the road. Like, everyone's kind of just going at like a normal pace. And like if like Jack said, like for example, if you're like walking down the road and see someone just be like, how's it going or something, and you just walk on.
Yeah, and especially where it's smaller too, you get to know people a lot more, right? So you run into someone, you can have a little conversation, and you know, it's like, hey, how's your day going? Hope it's going good. And you go on, right? It's not just like ignore everybody and walk straight because you don't know who you're going to run into.
Just head down, just sprinting.
Yeah, I feel like in Toronto or something like that, that's what I would be like. I would just head down, just go because you don't know who you're going to interact with.
And you're mostly stuck in traffic half the time.
Yeah,
too. Like,
exactly.
Like back home, like just to get a kilometer, it used to be like 30 minutes wait, man. Like in the traffic, there's just it used to be crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So what did you do back home? What was your job? What, you were in school or?
I was in school. So I did start helping out my dad with his work. So he has a recruitment office back in Dubai. Nice. So I was helping him out since I was probably 18 years old. Okay. I was it gave me a lot of experience, I guess, as well. So once I decided to come to Canada, that's when I stopped, and I still helped out with the online side of it as much as I can. But I was just studying there, and then I finished my high school, moved here for for the studies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you did high school here?
No, high school back in Dubai.
Oh, okay, right on. So that's pretty cool. That's nice. You're saying you helped your dad out. We'll get into it a little bit later. Jack actually helped us out with RSG a ton. We will talk about that a little bit later. But so you feel like you're going to stay here?
I am leaning towards that. Yeah, I'm leaning towards that. It's just the only downside of it is not having family and they wouldn't be able to even move because of the weather. It's too cold and it's just too hard for them to adapt. You know?
Yeah, especially they've been there probably their whole lives, right?
Yeah.
They're not looking for that cold weather.
They come here, it's like minus 30 and like 40 centimeters of snow. They're like, what the fuck?
Where did you bring me?
In a typical day, it's like 50 degrees Celsius on every single day. So just imagine going from that to like here. Zero. Like that's
from that to minus 50.
Yeah.
I do remember like when we visited Toronto, like we were there for 3 days. Okay. And the 3 days we were there, my parents didn't really leave the hotel because it started snowing, and there was like barely any snow. It was not even minus like 5 maybe, and they had like 3 jackets going. I had 2 t-shirts and maybe 3 jackets going, and he was just sitting in the hotel. I was like, "You came here to visit. You need to get." He's like, "No, it's too cool."
No, we're not going out.
No,
we're not leaving the hotel. Yeah. That's pretty funny. So, where else have you traveled? You said you travel a lot of places.
I've been to a couple of. Been to London, UK. Nice. US. Manhattan and I guess Sri Lanka where I was born as well. So I'm back and forth a couple of times there, and that's pretty much it.
Cool. A lot of traveling then.
A little bit, yeah.
What was your favorite spot?
Out of all the places, I think my favorite spot was London.
Yeah, I've been to London too. It's nice.
I fairly enjoyed it. I honestly loved the weather and everything over there, but it's just like really expensive. The lives are busy. Yeah. And this, I think, like I heard even just getting a car was hard enough there. Yeah. Like just getting your car, like insurance and stuff, like just putting it on the road, like it's expensive as fuck.
Yeah. For sure. No, swearing's cool, man. Swear away. We're free scripted, so
okay, perfect.
Just let it flow.
Like, I'm trying to hold it back. You know?
No, I dropped a few episodes already, so
I usually drop them every episode. So it's whatever.
Yeah, no, just be you. That's why we want to learn about you. We want to learn about like how you are and stuff, right? So no, it's good. So obviously a full-time streamer, content creator.
I was doing full time. I did reduce the amount of hours because of school again. You can't have both. You got to kind of find a balance between both of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And I do want to go back into full time streaming eventually once I'm done. Hopefully that's next summer. So yeah.
So is streaming your only source of income, or do you have another job? Or
right now, no, streaming is my only source right now.
Okay, I would consider you a full time streamer myself.
Yeah, I do stream. Sorry, guys.
No worries. What is your schedule, Jack? How many days a week?
I stream 4 times a week. I'm trying to do 4 or 5 times a week, but right now my minimum is 4. So I do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday around 6 p.m. Eastern time or 5 p.m. Eastern time.
Nice. That's full time to me.
Might as well be.
Yeah, that's pretty full time.
Yeah, I guess.
So you're doing that. You're trying to balance the school life and the family life. Obviously, you got a dog, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I see the dog on streams.
Yeah. Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie. Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. So you have no plans to stop streaming anytime soon.
No, not really. I mean, it's almost like I started as a fun thing and grew into something bigger, and I don't see, like, if I have free time, I'm just gonna do that. Like
for sure.
It's good because I have a community that I don't want to let down either. Yeah. So I want to make sure I'm consistent. I'm doing that, and it's also like an experience for everyone else as well. Everyone loves, the tournaments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure. So did you start with Fortnite when you started streaming, or?
Yeah, so when I started, I think Fortnite, no, 100% Fortnite is the reason I started streaming. I seen a bunch of people who were like, you guys know, like Ninja and these guys streaming and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I started watching them for a bit, and then I was like, kind of intrigued to see what the streaming side was. So then I ran into a couple of people who were streamers as well, and I was like, man, I got to try this out,
Yeah,
and then that's how I basically started, yeah.
When did you start streaming?
It's been about 3 years now, I think.
3 years.
2018, maybe like around 2018 January.
Yeah, so just about 3 years.
Yeah, that's a long ass time, man.
Yeah.
So you've been on. Jack is a RSG streamer for anyone watching or listening today. He is on the RSG stream team. Has been on it for 13 months now. October 2020 is what we decided it was. Yeah. Same time that I actually started getting involved with Ty more.
Yeah.
It was a big month for RSG actually.
Yeah.
We did got our merch. Jack joined.
I do remember
Ty
that, yeah.
ended
First
up
photo
getting-
shoot.
Yeah,
A lot
first
going
photo
on
shoot. Yeah. I met Reid same time, so
Yeah.
it's been definitely a good month. That was a memorable month. A lot of milestones have been reached since then, and that really started to kickstart things off. So that's pretty good. How you liking it on RSG?
Man, it's been an amazing experience. Yeah, like I started like like this is what I usually do when I'm live. Like, when I mess up, I just like just something funny just to get everyone laughing.
Yeah.
But anyways, no, it's been a fun experience. To be honest, I joined RSG because I felt like every org I was in wasn't like giving that feel of a community, and that's what matters for me. Feeling a part of community, growing with them, seeing like the downfall or the good times as well, right? So it's been a really good experience.
I remember when we started chatting, so I was driving back and forth to work. I had an hour and a half commute each way.
Do you remember that?
Jack reached out on Discord. You put a couple messages in the Discord, and I was like, who's this guy? He just joined and he's messaging. It's probably going to be spam. I looked into it, and I looked on your Twitch, and I was like, holy shit, this guy got 60K followers. What's he looking for around here? Because we were small then. So that was like before Ty got in the scene, before Reid. And a lot of our streamers, actually, we were just... I was doing it myself. It was a slow grind. And then Jack came along, and I was like, wow, this guy's reaching out. So I seen that you were involved with another team. And like Jack mentioned, he wanted to do something more local, something that, you could actually make a staple in and help grow and stuff, which he has helped us so much. I appreciate that, by the way.
Oh, yeah, man.
So Jack, he messaged me about joining, like what's the deal? What's the requirements? And I was like, I'm going to be completely honest with you, man. You're going to help us a lot more than we're going to help you. Are you sure you want to do this? You want to leave a team to join this team? And he was like, no, I want it. I want to get involved. I want to be in the mix. So that was actually huge. And good for you, man, for doing that. You know what I mean? You join a smaller org to try to help them out and help them grow. And, shortly after he redid our Discord, he added a tournament bot in our Discord, which now I just put in command and it posts to a bunch of Discords and channels. And it looks really professional and clean. I love it, actually. He actually done a bunch of giveaways on his own. He went out, took the initiative and said, I'm going to throw RSG in it as a requirement. You got to join the Discord. Grew our Discord tremendously. I mean, we're up to like 850 active members now. One thing I noticed is that a lot of people that have been there for a while are leaving, but it's still staying at that 850 mark.
Yeah.
In a week we could lose 10, but we'll gain 15. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's awesome, man. I want to thank you again for all your help on the Discord. Jack has spent, I don't know how many, countless hours with me helping us like figure stuff out and the website. And then we hosted some tournaments together. He really helped us grow the Twitter even, you know what I mean? You helped us gain like 700 to 1,000 followers, I want to say, on our Twitter, all involved in, the esports world. So you're a saint for us for sure, man. You've had a big part in RSG and helping us,
I'm glad to be part of that.
Yeah, I love that, man. I love that. So you obviously want to continue streaming, right? No matter where you end up.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think I can't not see myself not streaming anymore. Like even if it's like if I were to be busy with focusing on some business or like even a job, I would want to stream at least a couple of hours a week, you know.
Yeah,
or
even weekends or something. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
yeah,
just
for
gotta
sure.
make some time for that, you know.
So you, like we said, Jack, you stream Fortnite, right?
Yes.
So tell us a little about your streams. You do a lot of tournaments. I want you to tell people, because you might potentially have some Fortnite players that want to get in the mix on this.
A lot of tournaments.
A lot of tournaments.
Yeah, so I do about 4 tournaments a week. That's a minimum what I do right now. And
Wow.
they usually, like, we have different types of modes. So I try to stay up with what Fortnite is putting out. So if Fortnite is doing solo tournaments or duos or whatever, and whatever their big tournaments are, we try to, like, you know, to like kind of mimic them and try to give the players an experience while they win prizes.
Yeah.
So that's mainly, I think the main thing is a lot of people need practice. And these tournaments are the ones who people look forward for practice, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Because going into a regular game mode, like, usually doesn't give you that kind of competitive experience.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we are trying to give our players as well.
Yeah.
We try to, like, you know, I like something we just started doing is, like, you know, Fortnite brought out something called solo late game. So this gives you practice for, like, end games and stuff like that. So we do now a lot of these. So we just focus on what is now, and then we can try to grow on that and give the experience for the people, you know.
Yeah.
So how does that work? The circles are smaller to start?
Yeah, so you start with 60 people now, and the circles are small, and you already like have a ready to go slot, like your mats and your guns and everything. You have everything ready to go, and it's just like thrown into a field, and here you go fight, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a really good experience as well for, like, people who are trying to grow, like, as a competitive player as well.
Yeah,
for sure.
So and hosting tournaments on that kind of is huge as well. So.
Wow, I did not know. Did you know they done that?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm out of the loop, man. I'm too busy.
It's. I think it's gonna help a lot of players get better because that mode is just everyone lacks the end game practice. That's why the scrims, customs, and tournaments are all people do that for that reason. That end game, you know.
Yeah. It's like what you were saying. It's like tournaments like that are like what people really need, because that's like the practice they need. Because like when those in-game actual like Fortnite tournaments come up, like the cash cups or whatever, like when they come up, like they've probably already played in, let's just say, 3 of Jack's practice tournaments. That's like three tournaments where they've practiced end game in a tournament setting. So when that cash cup comes around, they're like practiced and like ready to go for that actual big tournament.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
A lot of people can get eliminated right away in those big tournaments. You don't get to that end game. You don't get that practice.
Yeah, exactly.
And
so those end game tournaments basically just like put you right in that thing. Like you drop in, you're good to go.
Yeah.
A couple of players like who play in our tournaments have like actually done well over the time in the like the Fortnite tournaments as well. Because they just keep grinding, and those are really helpful.
So
you know?
So have you gotten any like actual like bigger names in the Fortnite community playing any of your tournaments, or?
So we host a variety of tournaments. So like I host a variety of tournaments. So that's we can range from $50 to $2,000, even, like, you know, they're sponsored as well, right? So when we host some big ones, we do have some big names coming in. Like, you know, we had Clix, Day, a couple of these guys, Mero, like bunch of them who showed out. I really don't want to not mention everyone's name, but, you know, the list goes on. But so we do get a lot of people.
The Clix, that was a good question. The Clix, I remember I was actually watching you play when he was in there. I must have had 10 people message me and be like, yo, check Jack's stream. I'm like, I'm already there.
That's why I asked the question, because I remember when Clix was playing it, I was like, I kind of want to go watch this. So like, that's what happened. Yeah, I mean, that's like one of the bigger names in Fortnite, especially competitively. So I mean, even like for people watching, let's say like you're like a casual Fortnite player and you want to practice or something, or even if you just want to get into the same game against people like Clix and them, or like those bigger players, like you'd always just enter the Discord, join one of Jack's tournaments, and there you go. Like you're basically in there with bigger names. Yeah,
for sure. So you guys want to hit up Jack's Discord. We'll get Reid to drop a link below. Also, if you're in the RSG Discord under the tournaments tab, we have a direct link for Jack's tournaments in there as well. So
you just click on the tab and you see like 5,000 Jack Viper Cups in there.
Very active on the tournaments. I love to see that.
4 a week.
Yeah, that's
think
a
about
lot,
that,
man.
4 a week.
That gives me anxiety, bro.
Once you get a hang of it, even you've been doing it for 3 years, it just feels normal, you know. I do have a team that helps out in the back end, like, you know, like the mods and stuff. They help out with the codes and everything, but it's once you have that setup going, you know, it's a lot more easier.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out Discord mods.
Shout out Discord mods.
Yeah, no, you need a solid foundation, man. I've actually learned that myself. As we said, in October last year, I was kind of doing it alone, and now we got Reid, we got Todd, we got you guys, like all the streamers in the mix. Yeah. So there's a lot of help now, and a lot of motivation. Like, you guys push me to do better and be better for you guys. So it's definitely good to have that solid foundation behind you.
For sure.
Be able to like reach out to Ty or Reid and be like, yo, can you do this for me? And it's just like, it's done. You don't have to worry about it. No stress. It's going to get taken care of. So it makes it a lot easier, especially coming out tournament days, because you get those big names in your stream. You don't want it to be a flop, man. You want it to be good, and you want like someone like Clix to remember that. I joined Jack's tournament and it was a banger. You know what I mean? We had no issues. It was smooth sailing, and that's definitely what you want standing behind you for sure. Yeah. So what's besides Clix joining your stream or your tournament? Sorry, what's some more like memorable experiences or like achievements that you've gotten along the way?
Oh, jeez.
Put you on the spot here.
Twitch partner's got to be one.
That's huge. That's huge.
Thank you for reminding me. That was one huge one. Obviously, like, getting Twitch partner was one of the hardest one, I think, to achieve, because I applied for it like 3 times, I believe. And they don't usually give it out in the first try itself.
Yeah.
You almost have to like apply a couple of times.
Yeah.
That's part of everyone I've spoken to. They've said, just don't feel, main thing is don't feel down about it, I guess.
Yeah.
You just got to keep grinding and apply again. And third time around, when I did get it whole, when I seen the email, I did not believe it. I was like, wait, is this the email? Like, I thought it was another.
You're like searching it up, making sure it's the actual Twitch email.
Yeah, I've seen people post like, okay, you've been invited to the Twitch partner program, and then that's great. And I was like, wait, this looks like that. It's like, yes.
I had to make sure you weren't getting trolled.
Got like the little like wizard flying around or whatever. It's on that little email thing I've seen. Yeah, little wizard.
Yeah, no, it's like you said though. I feel like everyone that I've experienced getting partner or like going through that, it's always a couple 3 times you got to apply before they're like, okay, you can have it. I feel like they're like, you don't have the, we want to see your viewers up. And you get that up, and they're like, well, we want to see your watch time get up. And then you get that up, and it's like, well, a couple more followers. And they want to make sure that you're
ready for it.
Ready for it, yeah. Like, I'm the same way with RSG. If someone asks me to join, I'm like, I'm never like, you're in there. It's like, I want to watch you. I want to, and if it's something that I don't like or something like that, I'll tell them.
Yeah.
And then they'll come back and be like, yo, I fixed this. And be like, all right, well, you fixed that, but now you're lacking here. Yeah. So you want to make sure, I get it, that there's a good fit and good for the org and everything, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's almost like, personally, I think it looks like a test.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it this way, if they just because they met the stats, if they give them the partnership, next week if they stop streaming, it's just a loss for just giving that route, right? Yeah. So I think they're like, okay, if we decline you the first time and you quit because you got declined, then we don't want you here. Like, it's just like the mentality. I think that's what they're trying to, because they want someone who's consistently going to do this no matter what, like no matter how hard it is, because it is not easy. Getting Twitch partner is just like, it just means you're like getting closer to your like thing, but like you still have to continue like working more, 10 times harder now.
Yeah, you don't want to stop.
Representing the brand as well, right? So, so I think that's what it is. When they decline you, they want to see that, okay, you're going to still keep at it, because a lot of people do quit after I've seen that happen. So I think that's what they're testing, honestly.
They want to see how you react to being rejected, basically. They want to see, if you're just going to toss in the towel, or if you're going to be like, what, fuck this, I'm coming back.
Raging on the stream. Like,
I'm going to go
I got the call and that's it, like sell all my shit.
4 tournaments a week, I'm going to do 8.
No, I actually ended up doing that, actually. I started working more hard.
Well, that's what they want. I guarantee you that's probably half the reason that you got your partnership is because they seen you amped it up, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I was doing 180 hours that month.
That's crazy. Yeah. I remember going through the emotions with you of you applying and then the rejection, and you're like, I'm going to do it again. And finally getting it, you sent me the picture. You're like, don't tell anybody yet, but just look. It was good going through that with you. Streaming itself, man, it's just a huge emotional roller coaster. You know
it is, man. It is.
And like that partnership, it just goes to show, you could be rejected. One week you could have shit numbers. The next week it could be good. So like through all of that, like even if you have a slow month, sticking with it and showing that you're going to keep grinding, like that is what it's all about, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And that's definitely what they want to see, like especially something so big as Twitch.
Yeah.
They don't want to see a guy who gets down so bad during a slow month or something, or a lull, that they just like throw in the towel, and that's not what they want. They want the guy who's going to push back, right?
Yeah.
It's not about getting knocked down. It's about getting back up every time. 100%.
I think that's 100% what they're looking for.
Yeah, for sure. So other than Twitch partnership, any other big accomplishments that stand out to you?
Ah, man, holy. Let me see now.
Got to dig through the library.
And I mean, like small ones, like my first one was, I guess, like talking back, I started joining in, I got sponsored by POQ, which was huge for me as well, because, I was doing the tournament prize pool, everything myself for almost about a year. Then I got affiliated with them. They started sponsoring smaller ones, and then they seen, like I'm doing good. So they made me a partner with them as well. So that was a huge one for me. So POQ partnership was huge because they now sponsor all my tournaments. They sponsor all these $2,000 ones. So it's been a huge help. They helped my community grow as well. And like they grew, that helped. While helping themselves grow, they help me grow as a streamer as well,
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of like the same thing with you joining RSG, You helped us grow while growing yourself. I'd say when you hit like 50K followers too, that's got to be a good feeling, man.
Oh, yeah. So this was like, this one is kind of like a tough one because, it's a couple of people spoiled it for me, but mainly because I got some guy thought it was funny to follow on me. So so I was it brought me up to 100K, and I was like milling back and forth with Twitch. They're like, we can't do much, they'll take care of it and stuff like that. And eventually now they're on top of it, which is amazing because now they take care of it. Like it was just frustrating as a streamer because you have these milestones, you're like, I want to hit this, and like you no longer can keep track because you don't remember what that goal.
That's right.
And he was doing it in increments too, so that's kind of annoying. So I can't really track, right? Because there were days like I used to stream like 10-12 hours. Like at a certain point I was streaming 8 to 12 hours. When this happened, I was streaming 8 to 12 hours. I was averaging 100 followers an hour. This was like legitimate people. And like at the end of 10-hour stream, I would have 1,000 followers. So if this guy bought me 1,000 followers, I couldn't track it. Anyways, long story short, that kind of spoiled it. But now that it's back on track, I do like. I'm glad. I just hit 70K recently, and I'm really really happy about that.
That's insane, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
People don't understand. Like a lot, mostly people who don't stream, they're like, yo, you got 1,000 followers, or you got 10,000 followers, and you only got you might have 50 people watching. You're like that's small, and it's like, bro, I dare you to try to get 50 people watch you do something,
The way I
bro.
look at it, it's like, when you put it into perspective, it's like there's enough people that follow Jack's stream that you could fill a stadium and just have you standing and like sitting in the middle of the stadium.
Yeah, man.
That's how many people follow you. If you like go to an actual stadium, like you fill the stadium, that's how many people are following your stream.
Yeah. That's wild.
That's crazy when you think about it that
way,
Yeah,
you just
it's
blew
crazy.
my mind.
And then depending on the stadium, it could be like fucking 5 stadiums.
Yeah,
like,
especially one here.
Yeah. You think about it, like you could go to a stadium if all your followers watched you. You could go to a stadium and sit down in the middle of the stadium with your setup, and you could fill that.
Yeah.
And that's how many people are following your channel.
Insane.
That's how many people like know who Jack is.
And that's people who came by and like actually liked what you were doing enough to hit that button.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of people who come through that don't hit that button. Yeah. They might come back a second, third time and still not hit that button. So the fact that you can do it so good to get them to follow you, man, that's huge. 70K. Yeah. It's actually wild.
It was a grind. I'll tell you that.
It's still a grind to this day.
It's still a grind, man. I mean, you just got to step it up every time, man. You just got to be at it,
Just more and more. Well, like the POQ thing definitely helps. I want to touch base on the end game mode that you're talking about. Because when a year ago, you were doing a lot of custom games where you're not allowed to fight until 4th round, 5th round type thing, right?
Yep.
So how has this changed things for you? Are you using this to your to help your customs and stuff like that?
So I was doing like scrims, like the people call them scrims, 4th zone scrims. That's what I used to do. So I did that for a while, and I think about like a year ago, I started like messing around with ladders and tournaments.
Yeah.
And I seen what the potential in it was. So, and like running a couple of them, I was like, man, this is where I should be at, because scrims are good, like they're good practice and like that, but the tournament is where it is at. People like you'll have a lot more people engage with those kind of tournaments because they want that kind of practice, like just no restrictions, and to win some prizes as well. Obviously,
money talks.
Money talks. Yeah. So I seen the potential there, so I started switching all of my tournaments to those kind, and it's also helped me a lot because I didn't have the time to stream as much as well since
Yeah.
I'm like back in school and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, so this might be the best way to go. And, maybe if I decide to change my mind, I can go back into doing scrims and stuff like that, which I still occasionally do.
Yeah.
And I actually started doing them recently again. But the solo late game or the trio late game mode kind of helps me even a lot more better now because I don't need to do these scrims. I can just host these in tournaments, right? So they're the end game practice, what everyone's looking for, with 60 people, with like almost like I think it's fifth zone maybe, like somewhere around there in an actual game, right?
Must be chaos.
Yeah, it's just laggy and crazy because you gotta wait till the server stabilizes because there's way too many people in that small zone. So. But it is a lot
people
fun.
with full mats building like crazy, bro.
Yeah, and then the best thing about Fortnite is you can like when we ran one yesterday, the 300 people queue up, so they will be split into 60 people like lobbies, right? So that's how it's split up, right? So and it also things like War Legend that we use to track our tournament scores and stuff like that makes our life easier, man. Like it tracks every lobby that we need, for it to count, right?
Yeah.
So which.
You showed me one of those platforms when, so like RSG was trying to host a Fortnite tournament. We hosted a bunch in the past, but the particular one I'm talking about, Jack was showing me how this program you just put in the code, and as people join the lobby, it shows you every stat.
Yeah.
How many people, what they did, the assists, like damage, I believe too. Like,
don't think they show damage.
They don't show. So they show everything else. Like it's insane.
Yeah.
So you can take a placement and the kills and tally up your points.
Yeah.
Automated.
That way you don't need to deal with people sending pictures of proof or anything or any disputes because you just have everything right in front of you.
Right in front of you.
You can like customize every detail, like the point system, the kills, max kill cap, everything.
Yeah.
And
so it tallies for you then? Is that how?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It just puts everything. I just put a code in there and then like set it up.
What? Yo, Activision, you gotta step your game up.
100%, man.
We could even do custom tournaments there too.
I was looking into doing Warzone and stuff like that, but man, the amount of headache you would have to go into is just like crazy because I can't deal with that because that's way too much time you're spending on just tallying up scores and stuff like that.
It can literally take hours, basically.
Yeah. I mean, they could just make it easier, like what Fortnite did.
Yeah, 100%. Like we did a $1,000 free entry trios tournament.
Remember that one? Yeah.
I can't remember exactly when it was, but there was like hundreds of teams that entered, and then they were all sending in their scores, and you got to literally get the scores, tally them up, and then the top ones you got to go back and confirm them through a website. And sometimes those games don't show up. And it's a headache, man. Like you said.
And like people are getting photoshopped.
You did it the other night on Roo stream, right? You almost got Reid with that one.
He thought I photoshopped it. I just went into the code and changed the numbers. It wasn't in Photoshop. That was legit. So.
Yeah, that's wild, man. So it is very easy to change scores and stuff like that.
With this day and age,
yeah. We moved into like the 2v2 where everyone has to stream and you can watch it back and you don't have to rely on anything or anyone. Yeah. They do send their pictures in, and if they are in contention or whatever, that way, then we can go look. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's still so much work.
It is work. It is definitely work. And especially, like, we did 16 teams is usually what we do. We had 14 in our last one. Hackers, man. If there is proof of a hacker, you provide your proof. We got to check the proof first. We got to get your clip. It takes time, man. There was one first round game that had to be replayed 4 times.
They would make it like halfway through the game, so they would like load in, play for like 15, 20 minutes, then one team would die to a hacker, and that happened 4 games in a row. So that's almost 2.5, 3 hours that they were trying to play the very first round until they were able to get a full game with no hacker.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, and I mean the amount of time that it takes. I actually had one of our other streamers, Manny. He was in the second round. He's like, "Yo, what are these guys playing, or what's going on here? Like, I've been waiting hours to play. Like, I'm getting bored." Yeah, and it's like. You're down bad. Then at that point, you're waiting hours for something to just like hacker on hacker.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, it sucks. He's actually got so down about it that he ran into a hacker his first game, and he was like, "Screw it, I'm not dealing with it. We're just gonna play on. We'll just go. Like we don't even care." So that kind of sucks too. It kind of takes away from people enjoying the game. I'm hoping with the new update and the new anti-cheat that comes in that it's gonna be their stage 3 is gonna be where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Hopefully they do get something like Fortnite got where it can tally points though, because that custom tournament would be huge. Would be something for not just RSG but everyone. You know what I mean?
I think it's mostly Warzone, so I think they need to open up from their end their API because they don't have to do that. Other people will come and do it for them. Basically, that's a different platform that grows out of just a thing. And I think they need to see the potential in that, because that's gonna turn into something else.
Yeah, they could get that third-party company to create the app. They don't got to spend any money on it. They just have to allow it to happen.
Activision's just a headache. Like, for example, like I don't know if like either one of you guys watch it, but like let's say Dota 2, for example. Like Dota 2 is like their world championship is all crowdfunded. So like when people go into the game and buy skins, a portion of that goes towards the championship. And like, let's just say Activision or something did like they have the choice to do that where there's no downside. Like if things were crowdfunded, Activision would make more percentage of like those skins, so they'd still be profiting money. There'd be more eyes on the game because the tournaments would be bigger, for example. Like there's no downfall in doing crowdfunding tournaments, but like Activision is just a headache when it comes to everything. So like with crowdfunded tournaments, for example, with like Jack talking about them opening up like the API, like everything is just like they just don't want to do it.
No, I don't understand it.
They just don't like money, I guess. I don't know.
In my opinion, they have one of the best designed battle royales. It's probably not the best executed. But like with the contracts and how it works and stuff, like it is amazing what they've done.
Like could you imagine like the World Series of Warzone, how much money that could actually possibly be if it was crowdfunded? Because like you see like people just going around buying Battle Pass, for example. I mean, everyone has the Battle Pass basically, so that's money that goes towards that. There's those like CDL skins. The actual in-game operators are always putting out like skins, for example, like that Scream skin. Like I can only imagine how much money that Scream skin made. Like you could have put like a portion of that towards a World Series of Warzone, had like a fucking $15 million tournament or something.
And it would only be a small percentage needed from all this stuff. You know what
I
mean?
I think like the stat that came out for the Dota one, for example, is that like their Worlds was $42 million and Valve still profited, I think it was like $55 million or something off the skins. So that's $55 million they made off the skins just for the Valve company, and then they still had a $42 million tournament for.
That's insane.
And I think Activision is not a small company either. So
they
have the money. I don't know why are they not putting an anti-cheat system.
They're like multi like billion.
Exactly. I stopped playing. I started playing and I stopped playing because I can't say the difference between a cheater and a player anymore. So like like there's some weird ways you die. I'm like, is he a cheater? I just find that frustrating, because like if I die to someone who's actually good at the game, I'll be like, I'm okay. He's amazing,
Yeah.
But now I don't know the difference between them, and I don't want to play a game that's gonna frustrate me.
Yeah. Imagine having to do that for a living. Play that game. Like a lot of people play that game strictly that game only for a living. They're paying their bills like that, and you're fine at just doing it for fun. That it's hard for you to do. Imagine doing that 8 hours a day. That's hard on everything. Your mentality will be shot. You won't want to do it. You'll probably end up hating streaming. It's sad, and I don't know if like obviously Activision sees the problem. They are doing something about it slowly, but they are.
It's a little bit too late though.
Yeah, it might be, man. Battlefield is coming up right away. I'm not sure when this podcast in particular is going to be released, but Battlefield is coming out soon.
Next week.
Yeah, next week. So
I'm excited for that, actually.
They might lose a lot of their player base. I know for sure for a little bit, but how long, you don't know, right? People might permanently go over to that. Yeah. Especially if they make their game a little bit better.
Same thing with like Halo's coming out. That's supposed to have a battle royale, maybe. Like,
does the other modes have like a kind of a anti-cheat? Like your
no.
Not even like your multiplayer.
It's supposed to December. 2.5 years later.
I thought there was a tweet I seen about that. There's an anti-cheat that's out where they put dummies around the map.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
So I was like, I thought that was the anti-cheat. And I was like, man, I'm gonna get banned the first game I play because I'm gonna be shooting at those because I can't see the difference.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I touched base on it in a previous podcast, and basically. They have doors that fall from the sky, and if you're hacking, it's supposed to lock onto them.
Okay.
So if anybody shoots these doors repetitively, they get kicked. Okay. I don't know about banned, but they definitely kick them out of the game. So like, basically, if you're aimbotting, it's just moving to targets, right?
Yep.
And it will target these doors, and if you shoot a door falling from the sky, well, you're probably up to something. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like you said, dummies spawn out of these doors, and it's got the same features as a person. So the aimbot is not supposed to know the difference, and if you shoot this, that's how they know that you're cheating.
Okay.
don't know how well it's working. There's still a lot of cheaters.
I have no idea. I just found out about it last podcast too with Brady.
Yeah. So, but it is something.
It is
like they're trying to do something. It is a Band-Aid on a very serious wound.
Yeah,
but,
I was gonna say.
You know, hopefully, like Todd said, early December, we get what we're looking for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was not their official anti-cheat. So they're saying there's one coming.
Yeah.
So Todd knows a little bit more about the stages.
Yeah. So like as far as I know, like a couple months ago they released like a post saying where they were gonna put in an anti-cheat, and that was like stage 1. So like right now there's like an anti-cheat in it. I don't know. Like I'm assuming it's like for Warzone, I'm assuming like their stage 1 is like the dummies, I guess. But like even for like Vanguard, like there's like a small anti-cheat in the game, and then like last week was like stage 2 or something, and then December is supposed to be like their actual big one where it's supposed to like be very, very hard to breach. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens. I mean, we could December could come around, they could say it's in there and it's hard to breach, and everyone's still hacking.
Yeah. We seen so they tweeted out the picture about something coming soon, and I seen the creators of the hacks tweeted, and we're like, we already got your code. Yeah, we're already in there. Don't worry about it. So I don't know, like that could be trolling, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can be, yeah.
Yeah, because like I guess if they release a picture saying there is an anti-cheat coming and it's going to stop these guys, then their sales will probably drop, is what I'm assuming. So they just fired back with that to keep the sales for now. Yeah. I hope to God they figure it out, man.
Hopefully, man.
I hope so too, man.
I mean, just for like you're heavy into it, Ty, like the search and destroy, the variant, like the competitive aspect of Call of Duty, where it's moved to like. We've been begging for this to go multi-console, you know, have cross-platform play, stop dividing the community. I mean, it used to be PC, PS4, and an Xbox. You know, you were split so much, and now we're finally together, but you can't enjoy it.
No.
So I'm hoping that, you know, especially just for like money on the line, you don't want potential cheaters in your game. It's hard to even, you know, work against that. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think in general, even with like custom tournaments and stuff like that, it's going to be hard because even Fortnite, we deal with that a little bit, but not as much. Like you'd say, probably I haven't seen a hacker in, fingers crossed, because next thing you know, someone joins in and ruins the tournament. But yeah, you see one or two every once in a while, but like not as much. And in an actual game is really, really hard to see. Except the one thing now that everyone's talking about is Zen, like the controller players. Yeah. There's this gadget they attach that can't be detected.
Like a Cronus, I guess.
Yeah, Cronus, yeah. I think that's what it is called. I don't know what it was exactly called, but everyone talks about it. And some people accuse some of the pros are using it as well. So I think what happens if that starts happening in Warzone?
Well, it is. It already is happening. So
on top of once the anti-cheat comes out.
Yeah, so not even do you have to worry about the computer PC people running these cheats. Like you said, you get the Cronus, you use it on your controller, and you get that. It's not as bad, but it is like a soft aimbot and a rapid fire, and it's just it takes away from the experience. And it's like you said, you get to the point where you get killed and you're like, is this guy good or did he just cheat? Yeah. Right? It's so hard. You can't even take apart the difference. Yeah. You see a guy on his screen, it might show some recoil, but really on your screen it shows recoil, but on his it has zero recoil, right? Because of this application that they're running. Yeah. So that kind of sucks, but hopefully they figure it out. I'm hoping now next month it's going to be a lot better. Yeah. We'll get our tournaments running again, and then we won't have to really worry about it. And I mean, we're going to be running a league here right away. So you don't want the potential for that, especially when money is on the line. It makes it a lot harder. Yeah. So with these new games like Halo and Battlefield and stuff coming out, do you see yourself dabbling into those?
To be honest, I just don't have the time. I don't have the time. Halo is something I actually enjoyed, growing up as well. So, but fell out of it a little bit. I used to play a lot of multiplayer Halo back in the day, but it was not the perfect, but it was not bad either. So, but I fell out of it. I'm hoping maybe if the game is good enough, I want to try Battlefield and Halo when I do have some free time, but it's nothing consistently,
So nothing you're going to be on stream with, basically.
Yeah, not anytime soon. Maybe. You never know.
Yeah. Hopefully we get you in the mix. I had a lot of fun playing a few Warzone games with you before you threw it away, and again, it just goes back to, like, what do you do in Activision? You had a guy who was a huge Fortnite streamer and was getting into the Call of Duty world, and then, just dropped it because of all the fuck-ups, the cheating and all that stuff, right? So
it's just frustrating.
It is, yeah. So I'm hoping that you do start to enjoy maybe a bit of Halo. That's where I actually got into the gaming way back on the original Xbox was Halo. So I can't wait to play it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get you in the mix on the Halo for sure.
For sure, man.
And who knows, man? It might blow up. I don't ever see Fortnite dying.
Yeah.
But, you might do a couple tournaments in Halo a week, you know what I mean? Especially if POQ gets in on it and they fund it. I mean, why not? You know what I mean? It could definitely help you out for sure.
Yeah. I mean, they're always telling us, like the partners, like they're more than happy to, support us with other games. But just us, we have to find, our games, I guess, in a sense.
That's right.
That we are compatible with as well. So, and it's something we enjoy. It's something that's like, easier to host as well.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely number one. I mean, you're not going to play a game that you're not enjoying, right? Why would you do that? I mean, you could look at, keep going back to Warzone, those players who are not enjoying the game, they're streaming, they're angry, they're starting to break shit, you know what I mean? They're streaming less. It affects your personal life. So, I mean, why would you do that if you're having fun playing Fortnite? I would say keep playing Fortnite type of thing.
Exactly.
Right? And like for someone like POQ, they're just going to find another Halo player that will stream that. But who knows, man? Your community might actually love Halo, and you might grow more if you did that. You don't really know, right? So
definitely gonna try.
It's good that those games are coming out. More compatible games. Right now, I feel like there is strictly like 2 or 3 games to play. RP is doing really good. I love that. I mean, it has been around for a while now, but maybe I'm just getting the light shined on it from Brady. But that's another really cool. But that's something that you need a lot of time to put into. Yeah. Even like I want to say more than hosting tournaments like you are weekly, which is insane that you're hosting that many tournaments again.
Speaking about that, I wish I started streaming back in the day when I was doing RP, because I don't know if streaming was around. But this was like GT San Andreas, man. I don't even know if our live streaming was back in. I don't even know if Twitch was around then. Yeah. But I did a lot of RP, like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Pretty much every single day. And
what year was that? San Andreas. That is old, man.
It was old, but it was. I started doing the RP when the RP, like when they just came out with it, and I think it was just really popular back then. But this was long after the game was released.
Oh, okay.
So, this is when the first bit of like RP stuff started.
Gotcha.
So I think maybe like 2013, 2014, maybe.
Yeah, that's a long ass time ago.
Yeah, almost 10 years.
That's wild. Yeah. Well, I didn't know that about you, so it's good that. This is why I love doing these podcasts. You learn so much about someone, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's good that you shared that with us. So going forward, obviously going to still host these Fortnite tournaments, right? You're not going to stop those. Yeah. Do you see any like big tournaments coming up with POQ or any other potential sponsors?
Nothing I can talk about right now.
Okay, I got you. So they're just gonna have to tune into the stream.
Yeah. Jack's like, we're doing like a $50,000 tournament. Like,
I can't talk about it.
You gotta close those deals before we can,
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, at least you got a really good partnership with them. It could potentially put something that big on the table. Yeah. That would be super cool to see. I hope to see that. I've been watching your streams a lot more now. I guess we're finally catching up on some content. We got a hammered out schedule. I'm able to watch people and like play a couple of games myself the last 4 or 5 days, which has been phenomenal. But I see your numbers, man. They're growing. It is so good to see. Yeah. I popped into your stream the other night. You were just ending it. I was like, damn. I wanted to get in there and see more. But yeah, it's really good to see your growth, and I'm loving it, man. You're always up, I think I seen like 300 people in there one night last week. Like, that's insane, man. I love to see that. So I guess we'll wrap it up there for everyone watching. Again, this is Jack Riper, RSG streamer, plays Fortnite as his main. Reid will drop a couple links below for you guys. Get at his socials. Be sure to follow his Twitch. And I want to thank you, Jack, once again for coming on with us.
Thank you guys.
I really enjoyed this podcast. Yeah. We'll definitely have to get you back. And thank you, Ty, again for hosting this with me. It's been a pleasure. And with that, again, I want to thank you for everything you've done for RSG, and I look forward to see what the future brings.
That's awesome, man. Thank you again for having me, guys.
Yeah. Absolutely. With that, guys, we're going to wrap it up. We will see you back again next week for another RSG podcast.
Peace.
Peace out.